Hey y'all, welcome back to What Do We Know? We're here for another video. We're just talking about round one draft picks and things and going over evaluating. Stay tuned to the end to find out who won in our mock drafts, who lost. We've got some little punishment planned, fun combos. All right, enjoy.
The Bengals were, so they messed up.
RSU fans loved it. Bengal fans hated it. NFL fans were laughing at it.
Yes, that's such a good. Yeah.
They traded up again in the second round, I know. But this was just such a great move by them.
Yeah, they were like, well, everything this guy does is great. He's on it. He's got a great personality. He's good with the media. He's good with people. He's just got a good head on his shoulders. I like this guy. It's a good pick for the night.
Look, I'm
Phillips to Miami.
Love it.
At 18.
Love it.
Dude,
Yeah.
I have to say, of the players that I would roll the dice on, is him.
Jalen Phillips. Yeah.
I like it.
Hey y'all, welcome to What Do We Know? We're here to
What's
talk about
up?
the draft that happened and give you our opinions and things about
Yeah, about what a draft.
what the picks went on.
Crazy Thursday night.
Yep, pretty interesting.
We're just doing
Uh,
the first round tonight.
Yeah, just round one though. We're running through round one, and let's just hop right into it. Pick number one, the Jacksonville Jaguars take Trevor Lawrence.
No surprise.
No surprise.
Not
Shocker,
to me,
shocker.
anyway.
We all argued Justin Fields because, like we all said, it's really where he should have gone. But
Yeah.
You can't blame Jacksonville for taking Trevor Lawrence.
Justin Fields has the highest ceiling, but yeah, Trevor Lawrence is the safe pick. You
He's
know he's
there.
going to be your franchise quarterback. Go
Looks
ahead,
like he
take
can
him.
produce.
Right,
And
right.
we'll get into it later, but their later pick was it's going to help him out as well.
Yeah,
Second overall pick is the one I want to ramble about.
Go for it, Josh. Ramble along,
All right,
man.
we'll
'cause
just
this
move
is
past the
odd.
Jags.
The second overall pick is the exact same pick that we saw 4 years ago.
Yep.
And I'm wondering
Sam
what
Darnold.
I want to know what the Jets think is going to happen differently this time around. Hey, this literally they took the young QB in the draft, the one with the least amount of experience. He's got fantastic, technique, but he's literally the exact same style player as Sam Darnold. And I thought that they were going to shake the waters, and they just didn't. They did not rock the boat at all.
Yeah.
No, they went right back
honestly-
to the same mistake.
Right. I honestly was expecting Trey Lance even over Zach Wilson
Yeah.
because why give up on Sam Darnold and then redraft Sam Darnold?
I honestly think Zach Wilson is the worst out of the five
If Sam
QBs.
Darnold's not working for you,
Yeah.
and Zach
Well-
Wilson is honestly great, but I think Sam Darnold's going to do good with the Panthers, man. Just if he's not working for you, then you need to do something else.
Well, Zach Wilson would go great. He would be amazing in any other in a Packers scenario if Aaron Rodgers was willing, or even a Steelers scenario. Just like we said, Sam Darnold would have done great with the Eli Manning scenario in the Giants.
Right. You
But-
don't draft him to be your starter. You draft him to
Yeah,
be backup for a year
you
or two
drafted a
and then
very-
be your starter. You're
Right.
he's gonna Sam Darnold himself, and in 3 years when it comes to re-signing a contract, you're gonna be like, but you've sucked the past couple years.
Yeah.
And it's like, but he's about to do good though.
He's
Oh
about to
yeah, you
He-
drafted
he
a
would have
very
done well.
talented kid.
Yeah.
He would have done well in a Patrick Mahomes scenario
Yeah.
You
Right,
drafted
because
a
he
very
does
talented kid.
he has great playmaking.
Even
ability,
on the
man.
Redskins.
All right, all
Redskins
right.
too, man.
But my call for
Enough
him
about
is,
Zach Wilson. This is
Yep.
this was an
I don't
interesting
like
pick,
the pick. I don't like the pick.
going
San
on to the
Francisco,
San
though?
Francisco 49ers. Taking Trey Lance.
I like it.
I love it. I think it's great. I think Trey Lance was underrated whenever all the mock drafts started coming out. And then people just started looking at him and they were like, well, everything this guy does is great. He's on it. He's got a great personality. He's good with the media. He's good with people. He's just got a good head on his shoulders. I like this guy. It's a
Look-
good pick for the Niners.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I love Trey Lance.
Yeah.
My only problem with this pick is they didn't take Justin Fields.
right.
Yeah.
I think Justin
I
Fields is
agree
better,
there.
But
Now, if they're gonna sit Trey Lance behind Garoppolo, if they're gonna stick with Garoppolo this year, I like the pick better.
yeah, I agree
Just to
with
let
that.
Not that I'm saying Garoppolo's
Not
good.
the entire season. I would say like maybe
Right,
like
kinda do like they
4
did with
weeks
Tua.
into the season.
Kind of do like they did with Tua and just kind of
Right.
get him in there when they can and let
Yeah.
him ease in.
That's what
Yeah.
I foresee
Right.
happening.
That's
If
fair.
they
I think
if
it's
they
good. I
do
think it's
that,
good.
I like the pick
Yeah.
because I love Trey Lance.
They
I
need
think
to be
he's
smart with him.
He's got a
Don't
bright
just throw him
future.
to the wolves.
Right. I think
He
San
reminds me
Francisco's
a
offense
lot
is
like a Russell Wilson type QB. That's
Yeah.
exciting.
San
Yeah.
Francisco's offense is a couple pieces away from being legitimately scary now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. All right. The Atlanta Falcons take the first player that isn't a quarterback at pick number 4, and it's a tight end, Kyle Pitts.
Dude,
Ugh,
Man, y'all
I love Kyle Pitts.
I love
he's
Kyle
an
Pitts.
absolute unit. It's crazy to me to see a tight end go off the board in the top 5 picks.
He's the first. He is the highest drafted tight end since 1960, and I don't understand what Atlanta is doing, man. I don't get it. Your offense has not been the problem for so long. The only
Yeah.
problem on your offense is Matt Ryan. Like, you don't have a single defensive back out there. You've got a good linebacker, and God, to be honest with you, I can't even remember what their defensive line looks like anymore.
You know, it's like you took one of the best position players on the board. You did.
they have a couple good linebackers, Josh.
Yeah, they have a few.
I
But
mean,
also, like,
if not
I
for
feel
Deion
like
Jones, I think Alua Khan would be playing that role pretty well. So
I think it's a grand slam pick no matter what is the issue. I think you take no matter what team you are, unless
think
you like
that's why
really need a
Atlanta took it.
QB. He's a stud, you know, like you can't go wrong with it. You could have done better possibly, but it's not a bad pick. You can't say that Kyle Pitts is a bad pick.
Kyle Pitts wouldn't have been a bad pick anywhere.
He turns 21 in the fall, like he's 20 right now. The dude's 20 and he's dogging people.
And
Like,
it's like we said, he's not. You're not drafting a tight end at number 4. You're drafting a Swiss Army knife, man.
yeah,
He can block. He's the best receiver in the draft, honestly.
yeah,
So
Yeah, it's hard not to pass up that type.
He's
of
a
tight
grand
end
slam
like
of a
that.
pick.
yeah. That's it.
that's why I had him there in the first place. It was
It's just
Atlanta
not what
had-
Atlanta needed.
well, it's like you said. Atlanta needed so many things. You just take the best one that's there.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah, but I say so many things, and I don't see any of those things being an offensive thing that they need. You know.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
I agree with you there. Defense
Well-
was a nightmare.
But
Mm.
it is, yeah,
they
it is
did
like
do-
the Texans
I-
taking Jadeveon Clowney. You're just
Right.
staring at him like, man, I
He's
don't
an
want to pass
animal.
up LeBron James.
Yeah,
We'll
right.
get into it, but I think the Falcons actually had a pretty good draft after round 1.
Yeah,
So-
they didn't do bad. Moving on to one of the most debatable picks in the entire draft for rounds 1 through 7. Jamar Chase goes to the Cincinnati Bengals at number 5.
Bingos.
That's a
It's
Joe
just-
Burrow pull.
Now, Josh, before all of us go into this, because I also think it was dumb, I will say Joe Burrow now has Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd. And Jamar Chase was with him at LSU, and I would put T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd very similar to the other 2 receivers that he had at LSU the year they won the championship. And it's like you see a similar situation, but he doesn't have the protection. If
Yeah,
he somehow gets the protection, that could be absolutely lethal, bringing Jamar Chase to Cincinnati. But Penei Sewell
But
instantly makes an entire O-line like 3 notches better.
well,
Just-
also the fact of the matter is like we've said already, the Bengals did better after Burrow got injured. And it's not Burrow's fault. It's the fact that they were like, man, we have to rely a little bit more on our run game. They put the ball in the hands of their running backs, and their running backs did well, which made the other quarterbacks look better.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow shouldn't have been throwing the ball 60 times a game.
that was dumb.
And you're going to get him hurt because he still has a fairly good enough line as a young player to learn that he needs to get rid of the ball faster than he got rid of it at LSU. But
Yeah.
if you're going to make him throw the ball 60 times a game again, you better have drafted Penei Sewell. If not, give the ball to Joe Mixon and don't make Joe Burrow throw the ball as often as you
Yeah,
were.
keep him at like a 20 pace.
Mhm.
Right. And my thing too is, you could say he can't throw the ball because his receivers aren't open if you want to, but I call BS on that. Anyways, but Jamar Chase isn't the receiver that's going to help him do that. Jamar Chase is not the slot receiver that gets open and he can
Well,
get Joe
that's
Burrow out
Tyler
of trouble.
Boyd. That's Tyler Boyd. He's
Well,
got
then
that.
why? Then he has to do it, and he didn't do it last year. So I love
They didn't do
Jamar
anything
Chase,
last year. Is the thing.
gotta
He
get rid of
didn't.
the
They
ball
didn't have
sooner. You
opportunities.
Got to get rid of the ball.
You
And
gotta get
let
rid of the
Jamar
ball
Chase-
much sooner now.
Let
Yeah.
Jamar Chase run all the way down the field isn't going to get rid of the ball any
So I
sooner.
said,
No, I agree,
this
but it could
this-
draw attention away.
This
Oh,
pick,
We could keep going on about this pick for a long time. We need to.
Jamar Chase is not a bad pick unless you have the worst offensive line in the NFL and Panay Sewell sitting
And
on the board.
Panay Sewell sitting on.
That's
Yes,
the
I
problem.
agree.
Is Jamar Chase is an excellent pick
Yeah.
unless you're in the position the Bengals were in. So they messed up.
LSU fans loved it. Bengal fans hated it. NFL fans were laughing at it.
Yes. That's such a good. Yeah, that's a great evaluation.
Perfect.
Okay.
No,
Man.
Miami Dolphins take Jalen Waddle at
Love
number
it.
6. Love it. Yeah.
Love it.
Boom.
Phenomenal
Love the
pick.
Good call, Matt. Good call.
Good
We
call,
knew
Matt.
it was one of the two Bamas.
Yeah.
We'll
Um,
announce
awesome.
we'll announce
Thank
the
you.
loser of the draft at the end of this episode.
yeah, we'll go
No,
into
that's
that.
that's gonna be beautiful though. Two likes him a lot. It's gonna work out nice.
I agree because
I'm
you know
excited for
Devontae
Miami,
Smith
man.
won the Heisman, but also, it's like
I think
Jalen
Jalen
Waddle-
Waddle's a better fit over there.
I
Well,
agree.
And like I said in an earlier episode, you're also bringing in the best punt returner from college football as
Yep.
well.
It's
So now your special teams is about to boost.
it's more than just a receiver.
10
I
extra
just-
yards from
A lot
a
more.
punt return helps.
I just
Yeah.
see the more that we see happen in the offseason, the more that I start to agree with where Gabe was at in our early episodes talking about the team he's most excited to see this season is
Miami Dolphins, man.
Man, I think
Oh,
that
they
they
had
made
a
some
good
awesome
draft, too.
off-season moves, man.
They're gonna be wild. I really
They-
think they're gonna be like one of the best teams in the NFL
They look
next year or the year
strong.
after. They're just
Yeah.
building, and they've been building. They've been building for the past couple of years, but like now they're putting in the key pieces to take their offense, to take their team to the next level. And I'm
It's
excited. to
really
see it.
odd. They did such a great job building that you never even saw it
Yeah,
happen.
it was slow.
It's like the Dolphins, it's the Dolphins, it's the Dolphins. And then like within
But
a
their
2-year
defensive
period,
backs
you're
right
like,
now,
oh my gosh,
Well, it's like they did it different. Many teams are like, I'm going to take this stud, number 1 overall, and he's going to change our team. Like he's going to come in and do it. And the Miami Dolphins were like, how about before we get our stud, we use a bunch of late round picks to like build before, and then we put our studs into good situations to start off. And they're
Right.
already
It
they're ready to take off.
was almost like, some teams start rebuilding and they take one player a year. It takes 22 years to rebuild a team.
Yep.
You can't just have a top draft pick every year for 22 years. It doesn't happen.
No.
well,
But
the
it's
Browns,
like the
It's-
Dolphins like were bad. Right, the Browns tried it. It's like the Dolphins were bad intentionally and like built that cap room until 1 year in the free agencies. They were just like, we'll pay all of y'all, Oh, and we have 5 first-round picks. Let's do this thing,
Yeah. Like
Think
they
the
were ready.
Texans would have learned.
All right.
Maybe that's what
Detroit
they're doing now. Maybe
Lions.
that's why they're getting rid of all their good players.
All right, here we go. We're on
A
the-
great
on
pick from the
Lions.
Miami Dolphins taking Jalen
So-
Waddle. We move
So
on
the
to
Lions,
the Detroit Lions.
the Lions
Ah.
are sitting here at 7, and they're like, well, we were going to take Jamar Chase, but
Yep. The
But they
Lions.
still
But
also
the Bengals messed up.
We'll
so-
protect
Yeah.
Jared Goff a little bit, and DeAndre
yeah.
Swift, can get a little more yards on the ground.
This pick to me right here is very much like the Falcons, Kyle
Yes.
Pitts pick. 'cause
Yeah,
I think that
exactly.
this is something that the Lions weren't expecting to have there at pick 7 because the Jets could have even taken Panay Sewell. Like he's a man and a half.
the Dolphins
that
could have
offensive
taken
line.
Panay. So like,
Yeah,
they could have all
yeah.
done it, man.
And I think the Lions were just like, well, this is the best player left in the draft.
there.
That's dope. We're just
Oh,
going to
yeah.
take him and we'll get a receiver later.
Yeah, they drafted a
that's
top
the
3
way I
pick
see
at
it.
number 7.
Yeah.
And so
I
that's
think that is amazing.
it's a
I
great
would
pick
have
for
done
them.
it too.
You can't
Every
go wrong
team
with it.
afterwards, I'd have been like, oh man, like Ben just said, if I was the Dolphins, I'd have almost taken him.
Like, yeah, it's exactly what you said, like the Kyle Pitts thing. Very similar. They could have taken something that they needed more, but he's gonna help you.
It's a smart pick. It's a no-brainer pick. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
All right. We can like kind of skim over that because that's we get that. Carolina
'cause these next two-
Panthers.
Well, they messed up the whole draft right here.
They really did. They threw.
Wow.
They threw every. Or they at least threw me for. I don't know if like other analysts were expecting this or people looking, but J.C. Horn.
I was blindsided by that.
I love how Gabe just referred to himself as an analyst, like low key.
Yeah,
Hey,
right. Dude, I was
prediction
on.
was pretty
I was
good. His
on with
prediction
my
was
mock,
on the
man.
money,
It wasn't
man.
bad.
It
Come
was-
on
it
He
was
now.
had
solid.
a good mock. He had a very good mock.
And
I'll
the
give him that.
Panthers here should have taken Justin Fields. Honestly, like I think that my mock. I don't know why they didn't, but like
I was thinking Rashawn Slater right here, man.
Well, I could see
Yeah.
that too.
Fields
Like
or
they had a
Slater.
lot of options, but
I was
I
thinking
didn't
Slater,
see
but
J.C. Horn.
no, especially after you draft 11
Oh,
defensive
nothing but
players
defense.
last year. Like you go all out defense,
And
and
even
then you
if
come out and pick a cornerback, like you have two good cornerbacks already out there.
even if you do take a corner, Horn over Surtain at number 8. Like I love J.C. Horn and I love Patrick Surtain. I think they're both great. Both have good potential, but at number 8, I'm not so sure for Horn.
I mean,
I'm
you
not
say
so sure.
that.
I don't know,
but
man.
You say that.
The more,
Well,
the
with
more
the
and
team
more,
they have, at least. Like if they would have had a late
Right.
pick and J.C. Horn would have dropped to it, I could see that being yes, take J.C. Horn.
Hey.
But like you have a lot of things you can take here to help
This
your
is-
team out more than this.
this is the way I look at JC Horn. Growing up as a young athlete, child athlete, who do you run drills with and play ball with in the backyard?
Your Hall of Fame father.
Right. If you can cover Joe Horn, you can cover anybody, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
Like his
mean-
daddy set him up for success by making him play the position and having to cover him in the backyard.
I mean, I see where Gabe's coming from. Like, I think that it's the team, man, because you say you're
comes down to
surprised at
scheme fit.
8, but I wouldn't have been surprised if he went at 4 to the Falcons, because they don't
Yeah.
have a single defensive back
Right.
on that
I,
team.
I, yeah,
And he's the
that's my
best
fault.
DB in this draft. But yeah, Carolina doesn't
Well,
need,
that's to Gabe's point though, Josh. It comes down to scheme fit. Is it
Yeah.
him or is it
All right.
Patrick Surtain?
oh, he fits
And it
the
just comes down to
scheme.
scheme fit.
Well,
And
he
I think he
definitely
fits
fits
the
the
scheme.
scheme.
Oh,
I
he's
think he fits
going
the
to do
scheme
well.
better, and I
J.C.
just-
Horn is a Stephon Gilmore, Jalen Ramsey type player, like on you. He
Yeah.
sticks on you like glue, and with that man coverage. And I know that Carolina likes to do that. I think it's a good pick for him. I think J.C. Horn's better than Surtain for Carolina,
Yeah,
but
me
I
too.
still don't like the pick for him. I
Yeah,
think they could have done better.
Exactly. I don't like the pick, but he's going to do great. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they
Going
definitely
to
had bigger
produce.
needs.
Denver Broncos.
And I don't like this pick either. Even though I also
I don't
love
like this pick.
Surtain.
I don't like this pick for the same reason I don't like the Panthers pick, man. That's not what you needed.
Well,
Yeah, I called it, but then we found out that they have two cornerbacks now.
They have 3
And-
quarterbacks.
Well, they're rocking
Right.
with.
We
They're going to rock
literally
with Kyle
debunked
Fuller
Matt.
and Surtain, but like.
Like we
No.
literally debunked Matt. Matt was like, they need a corner. They don't have any. And we're
They
like,
should have
"Oh,
listened to
yeah."
our podcast.
Yeah, they should have listened to the
Come
podcast.
on,
they,
Denver.
they forgot
Broncos.
too.
This is why.
Come on,
Gabe's
Elway, tune
draft
in.
was so good. Is Gabe did what every GM out there does, and it's just like, if the media tells me to do it, I'll do it. It's fine.
That's exactly what
And that's
I was
exactly
like.
what Gabe did. Hey, they listened to the media.
They did.
Click, 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 click.
Like my mock draft was not really what I talked about in our podcast at all. But leading up to it, I was like, they're gonna do this. They're dumb. People are dumb. Why? Anyway, not the best pick for the Denver Broncos. Again, a guy that's good. He's gonna play well, but
Oh yeah.
But my
not
man,
at all what you needed
Hey.
at this spot.
low key, can we talk about how that dude did not look happy?
He looked like
Well, why
He-
would he be?
oh,
He's
man, he
probably
looked
gonna.
so
He was the
pissed.
number 9 overall pick at cornerback, and he might not even start. Well, like
Yeah.
he got put into a pretty shitty situation.
Not
he
to
was
mention
expecting to be put in white and blue.
it was
silver
it
and
was
blue.
pretty much set in stone that he was going to play with his old teammate at the Dallas Cowboys with the very next pick.
Yeah, which would have been beautiful. But
I'm sure
But he's going to produce great.
I'm sure,
But instead, the very next pick
I'm sure
got
it's
traded.
overheld. Right, because he was gone.
Yep.
yeah,
I'm sure the Broncos pick came in. They picked Surtain, and Dallas was like, anybody want this one?
Dallas. Honestly, I think what Dallas did was they took Patrick Surtain and they should have taken Parsons. So we're gonna take Parsons and just do a straight up trade, Parsons for Surtain. That's what we're gonna do. Let's
Oh,
rock
they are
this, Denver.
Not trading
Like-
Michael Parsons.
No, well, I love the Parsons pick, but anyway, well, that's later.
Yeah.
Philadelphia
because this pick
Eagles
got
take the
traded.
Dallas pick at
Uh,
number
uh,
10.
Another
Interesting.
Is it
beautiful
just
pick.
me? Is it just me, or was that NFC East teaming up with the NFC East to
NFC
totally screw the NFC East?
NFC East.
Like the Eagles and Cowboys were just the Cowboys called up the Eagles and were like, "Hey, the Giants are gonna take Devonta Smith for the next pick. Y'all want him or what?"
Oh yeah, and then,
You know?
and then
See, I
it
love
was
this
awesome.
pick though. I love
It's a
this
great
I
pick.
love it.
It's the reverse of what we had all said. We said we are sending this Alabama receiver to this Alabama QB, and then you're going to send this Alabama receiver to this former Alabama QB.
I thought
And instead, Matt went, nah, they're going to do it this way. And either way, I think it's great. I love the pick, and I think Jalen Hurts needs help on that offense in Philadelphia, no matter how bad the defense needs help.
It was almost like the Cowboys were kind of like peace offering because they took CeeDee Lamb last year, and the Eagles fans and the Eagles organization were livid because they were about to take CeeDee Lamb.
Right.
So they just said, look, come on, trade up with us. You can have Devonta Smith.
Wait, did they pick him before?
Yeah. Eagles
Yeah.
were about to pick like 2 picks before, Josh.
yeah.
I
it was
still know
literally
the
right
Eagles.
before.
The Eagles missed somebody. They took Jalen Rieger, who I love, but
No,
I know
they
there was
missed
still
Justin
someone major
Jefferson.
on the. But yeah, Jefferson.
Uh-huh.
They missed
Yeah.
out on Justin Jefferson. But they were eyeing CeeDee Lamb, and the Cowboys just snagged him because he was still there.
Yeah, I like the pick. I think the Eagles did well throwing Devontae Smith in there. I
Excellent pick.
So work out
think Devontae
nice.
Smith, Jalen Rieger, Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders in the backfield. You got Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz at tight end, solidifying the outsides
I
of that
think they got
O-line.
rid of Ertz.
I think they got rid of Hurts. Yeah.
Oh, either way, Goedert's a
Still
stud.
got Goddard.
Yeah, Goder's a stud, and the Eagles honestly didn't have any consistency at receiver at
Yeah.
all last year. They have great athletes, but no consistent hands.
They got to figure it
and
out.
I think the
Yeah,
Hawks
they
need
dropped
a bunch
so
of
much
consistent
last year.
hands. And no injuries. Like Devonta Smith isn't injury prone, so I think he's also going to very much help out to that for their offense.
All right. Chicago Bears get like the steal of the draft here at
Yeah,
number
they did.
11 with the
Traded up-
Giants.
traded
Trade with
up
the
big time.
Giants.
This is the Patrick Mahomes situation.
I like the Chicago Bears were so aggressive this draft, and what's his name, the GM? I'm blanking. Whatever. His job's on the line. right now.
Ryan Pace.
Pace's job is on the line, and he was so. I mean, they traded up like 3 times in this entire draft. They traded up again in the second round, I know, but this was just such a great move by them.
Yeah, I
Matt's
agree with you.
face.
It's like, yeah, you see Mac Jones and Justin Fields, who are both top 10 QBs, I think, both drop outside of the top 10. And you've got Andy Dalton. You need to trade up and get one of those quarterbacks that fell outside of the top 10, because getting a top 10 pick from a team is much easier. Getting pick 11 from a team is much easier than a top 10 pick. So as soon as Fields goes down there, great move from the Bears, getting up and taking him. And maybe do exactly what we were saying the Niners do with Trey Lance. Keep him behind Dalton for a little and let him mentor.
Ease him in.
They will for a little. I love this pick right here because the way that I see this pick is very, very, very similar to Baltimore. Just having the same style system QB for forever in your franchise. And you're realizing now, like, I need to make a change, and it's time to turn with the tides. And we're going to change the way that our offense looks because our offense has been the problem. And that's why I said I was kind of disappointed with the Jets.
Right.
But I think that the Bears actually went into it. Like they went into that. They wanted to make that change. And I think Fields is going to make that change for them because they already have a stellar defense.
I
That's what
didn't
the Bears history has
s-
been put on.
Yeah, I like what you're saying because I didn't see the Bears taking Justin Fields.
Matt,
So
you
I
got
saw it
something to
happen
say?
and I was like, nice.
Dude,
Matt thinks he's going downhill right here.
I'm terrified the Bears ruining him, man. Like,
See,
Here's my thing is I don't
so
think he'll get
scared of
ruined.
it.
I think if he doesn't do well
I
in
agree with
Chicago, he'll
Josh.
find a home somewhere else.
I agree with Josh. I think we're about to see a totally different offense from Chicago.
Yeah. They've
think
got
I
he'll
think
Tariq
he'll look like
Cohen.
Deshaun
Hey.
Watson for a little bit, but
They got
hey,
Tariq
hey,
Cohen
you're about to
back, I
get you're
believe.
about to get fired, so do something. And they're like, okay, last ditch effort. We're gonna change everything up.
Yeah.
Fields is the QB you draft when you need somebody to make your offense, not when you're looking to put someone in your offense.
Correct.
Yeah.
The Jets.
On to the
nothing's gonna
Dallas
change with
Cowboys.
The Jets.
Yeah,
the
we
Bears
need
are
to-
about to
we need
change.
to keep on rolling here.
On to the Dallas Cowboys at number 12
We're doing
with
all
their
right.
little trade arounds. They take Micah Parsons, which is, I mean,
Steal,
Why
yeah,
not?
it's a steal.
Yeah.
It's a steal or not? Yeah,
steal.
Yeah.
I believe it's a steal.
It's like at number 10, they were ready to take Patrick Surtain or JC Horn if Surtain went before, and they both went right before them. So they were like, well, we know the Bears are going to try and take Justin Fields trading up here. We'll trade up with the Eagles, and they'll take Devontae Smith, and then we've got Parsons sitting at number 12 and a bunch of extra picks because of it. They made a good move here.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of it. There's not much more they could have done because they were looking for corners, and there weren't any corners worth to take here anymore.
not that high. in the
Yeah,
draft,
not at
yeah.
12 or 10.
You still have two incredibly talented first round cornerbacks left on this board, but to take them
Well,
at 12 is like
Right. I think they'd have been
Yeah.
able to trade if they'd have been able to trade down further and get a little bit more, from a team that wanted to move up higher than just 2 picks.
Right.
Then that would have probably been the game plan. But here sitting at 12, you got to take, best
take
player
the man
available,
sitting on
and
the board.
it's still a need. And we'll get into everyone's drafts further on in other episodes, but I'm really getting the vibe that we're going to see a big defensive scheme change based on the way their draft was.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. They've got
Well,
3 super athletic
need to.
linebackers now
yeah.
who can all
So they have
spread
5
the field.
super athletic linebackers now. Let's be fair.
Right. But I mean, like 3 that everybody knows about: Jalen Smith, Leighton Vander Esch, and Micah Parsons. Everybody knows those 3 names and knows that those are 3 linebackers who can cover the field.
There are 3 first-round
So
pick
now
linebackers.
Keanu Neal and Jabril Cox.
Yeah, I think it's a solid pick. LA Chargers,
Love it.
God bless. You
Wow,
killed
I'm
it.
good with it all day. Yeah.
Taking Rashawn Slater out of Northwestern.
He's still there.
helping
You
Justin
go ahead right
Herbert.
ahead.
Yes.
I
I think
mean,
it's a great pick.
I feel like this could actually be one of the steals of the draft.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so,
Oh,
too.
yeah.
I think it is a great steal this
They're
draft.
going to get a win next year.
I bet you they win a game. You're right.
Yeah, I bet.
Herbert, your win is coming.
We believe in you, brother. You got a man, Rashawn Slater, to protect you now.
I can't wait to see Slater play, honestly, because the vibe I get from him is so intense, and he got knocked by all NFL analysts and scouts because his arms are that much shorter than they like. So, I mean, it's like Devonta Smith. Oh, yeah, well, you're 20 pounds lighter than we want you to be, so
he
you're not going to be any
also-
good.
He also
Right.
sat down on Chase Young.
Oh, yeah. No. He can. he proved he can handle himself, and then I feel like he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, and I feel he carries severe intensity for an offensive lineman.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
The New York Jets trade up to 14 with the Minnesota Vikings. Great move and grab Elijah Vera Tucker. I like it a lot because, I mean, you just drafted Zach Wilson. Here's the thing. I don't like the Zach Wilson pick. But you take Zach Wilson and you're like, let's at least protect him, trade up and get Elijah Vera Tucker, solidify the other right tackle because they have Mekhi Becton at left tackle. And I mean, that guy's going to be a stud. It looks like he's got a lot of promise. So
Like,
I love the pick, whether or not the first pick was a bust. I like this one.
This is why I don't like the pick. They traded up.
Yep.
Yeah.
If
For-
they'd have
for
taken
Vera
Elijah Vera
Tucker?
Tucker or
Tra-
even
Well,
Alex Leatherwood
and
or
a lot of
Trevor
people
Jenkins
had
up for
Vera
Darrisaw.
Tucker. A lot of people had
Darrisaw.
Elijah Vera Tucker going before Slater even. Like I don't-
I love Vera Tucker, but I don't find that he's that much of a jump over Tevin Jenkins, Derek Shaw,
Here's-
Leatherwood for them to trade away stuff to go
Fair.
get him. They were
I get
still
that.
picking in the first round.
Here's why
I mean, they didn't
love
trade
Vera
that
Tucker.
far up.
I think they could have stayed where they were at and still got Vera Tucker, but I love Vera Tucker because he's probably your most complete offensive lineman. He is the Swiss Army knife offensive lineman that you can put him kind of anywhere on that O-line.
Slide him where you need him.
He's very much known for playing guard. And the reason I don't like the pick, even though I love Elijah Vera Tucker, because of that specifically, but as Gabe just said, you just drafted your hopeful franchise quarterback again. So I don't understand why you don't go for a true tackle. You know, like you go for
That's
that
fair.
complete tackle. You put Darrisaw at right tackle. You know, he's the next best true tackle on the board. Give him protection. But
The only reason I could see a guard is because they do need a guard. And if you watch Wilson, he kind of plays up in the pocket and jumps out behind the guards and takes off running.
I just don't think you trade up for this.
Right,
pick,
I
but
don't
They
either.
did. They did.
All right.
I agree.
That's fair.
I like Vera Tucker. It was a need for the Jets. It was a great pick. I wouldn't have spent the capital that I did to go get him.
I feel that. That's not
but-
bad. Yeah.
How about Belichick going over and drafting Tom Brady?
Hey, I called that too, baby. what we
Belichick
do.
knows what he's doing.
Belichick
does.
definitely knows what he's doing. Matt, I think instead of a screen, we should just have a screenshot of Mac Jones and Tom Brady's pictures next to each other.
And
You know what I'm
we
talking
can
about.
scream over it
I
at
say,
like terrifying
can be
how
behind it.
terrifying it is.
Yeah, that terrifying picture.
Oh,
Ah!
man.
Do
That's
that.
a
I'm
new
actually,
goat.
if I'm being honest with you guys, I'm actually pretty terrified with this pick. I don't believe that Mac Jones is a bust. I still think he's a good QB, but I think he landed in the promised land for himself.
Yeah.
I don't
Mhm.
Yep,
see
yep,
him.
yep.
I see him being a bust somewhere else. Maybe, you know, if Chicago drafted him, I see
Almost
him being
anywhere
like
else.
Trubisky, you know, but I
Maybe.
think he landed in the promised land.
Anywhere with a good
And-
line, he was going to do well.
Yeah. And
Anywhere with a good
anybody's
system, he was going to do well.
anybody that
Good
has
Good
confusion
line.
on
The
the
dude's
way that
accuracy's on point.
Right, but he doesn't.
Okay.
I don't
let-
find that he's
what,
that-
Josh?
I just think that anyone has confusion on what the situation with him and Cam Newton is going to be isn't seeing the big picture here. I think that Bill Belichick is going to run the exact same offense he ran with Cam Newton last year, but when he wants to throw it back and run the same offense he ran with Tom Brady, he puts Mac Jones in that and he runs a 2 QB
Yeah.
system.
So
Belichick's smart.
here's how you know Belichick knows what he's doing is because Mac Jones, out of the 5 QBs here in the first round that went, I mean, he's not the most athletic. He's not. You look at him and you're like, I mean, you're good, but what are you exactly? You know, this is the highest drafted quarterback that Bill Belichick has ever taken. Bill Belichick has never taken a QB this early before, and he takes Mac Jones at 15, and it's because he knows what he's doing. He's got plans for this kid. He's got ideas. I'm excited to see it.
Me
Also,
too,
look at
me
the
too.
hips on that dude, bro. When you throw the ball, that's where it comes from. Man,
Yeah.
everybody's
Yeah.
making fun of the way Mac Jones walked. I'm like, Belichick's like, hey, I bet you we're going to teach him how to throw the ball 75 yards.
All right.
What about Arizona Cardinals?
Uh,
I don't get it,
This one threw me.
and I'm a
it,
fan of the player,
Yes.
It pissed me off.
but
Honestly,
I
it
don't
upset
get it.
me.
All right,
Yeah,
so moving on.
so-
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
they take
Love
Zaven
Zaven
Collins, and it's like he's
See-
awesome. But why did you take him?
Here's somewhere.
Like, I can't even tell you right now where exactly he's gonna play.
He's going to play standing in / outside linebacker, just like Chandler Jones. He's a big boy that they're going to use to pass rush because he's deceptively fast, but he's kind of like Matthew Juna and can still roll into his hook to flat zone if he has to. And I think that's exactly where they're going to play him.
Well,
Because
To me, you
I
lost
mean-
Peterson Farley and Newsom are still on the board right,
Right.
here.
Like I still think
go
it might be
Cardinals?
too early for either one of them, but not for the Arizona Cardinals because
No.
they need a cornerback so bad.
Well, and if it's
Zaven
too
Collins,
early,
though,
if it's too
Zaven
early,
Collins was probably going to fall to like the late first round, like
Yes.
maybe even second
Maybe
if nobody
go to
took
New
him.
Orleans or
Yeah.
maybe Oakland, but I didn't, like
Not much of a chance of this guy going anytime soon, at
he-
least.
he's
Yeah.
not even
Right.
a linebacker fit in New Orleans or Oakland. Like
Yeah.
he's not their style. Even though he's one of the best backers on the board right now, he would have fit into somewhere like Tennessee,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and they had bigger needs.
I don't like it. It's weird. It's an odd pick. It's just very basic and a dumb decision. I
Poor
think.
Moa is still on the board, and I feel like Arizona could have utilized him better than they're going to use Zaven Collins.
I disagree with that because
I
I
think
think
either way
Karamoa
it's
is
dumb.
almost the same
All right.
as Isaiah Simmons.
There you go.
And we're back.
Hey,
That was
we are recording.
scary.
Extra screen. Sorry. Pick
Talk about picks that
17.
don't make sense.
Oh, yeah. Pick 17. The Raiders take Alex Leatherwood.
All right. I got one thing and one thing only that makes any sense in this pick to me. John Gruden does not care about Derek Carr, and he does not care about throwing the ball at all.
He wants
He
to give
found-
Josh Jacobs the ball
Oh,
every time.
yeah. He found Josh Jacobs, fell in love
Derrick
with
Henry.
got in the first round and said, who's the only run blocking tackle in this draft? The Alabama one. We'll take it.
It's true.
And that's it.
You
Let's
know,
Keep giving
Is
the ball
this-
to Josh Jacobs.
is this not what the Raiders do? I feel like they take these players who are ranked everywhere on draft boards from rounds 1 through 4. This guy could go. Like, who knows when Alex Leatherwood gets drafted here? And the Raiders are like, number 17 overall. Give me that Bama boy. We're rolling. Like,
Look, honestly, I don't understand the pick. I don't agree with the pick, but if it is for the purpose that I just said, and it's literally just to have a run blocking tackle,
If
for
that's
Josh
the
Jacobs to
only
do even
purpose it
more
can be.
damage than it already does, I'm behind the pick.
It's so-
Let's
It's
go.
the only thing it can be is we want to pound the rock more. And to be honest, if I'm Derek Carr, I'm like, whatever, pay me to hand the ball to that guy. You know?
yeah, fair. Josh Jacobs is my favorite running back to watch, so like I'm down with it. But as an organization, I think it was just dumb.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
But you know
bro.
what? Screw it. Let's run the ball 100 times a game and see if we win.
I'm down. I
Um,
like it.
Jalen Phillips to Miami
Love it.
at
Love
18.
it.
Dude,
Yeah.
I have to say, of the players that I would roll the dice on, is him.
Jalen Phillips. Yeah.
I like Phillips. I like Jalen Phillips a lot. To me, I don't know. Yeah,
this
I
guy's
like
this
it.
guy's
I like
either
it.
going to be a home run pick or he's going to be popped out at the track, like at the warning track. Like it's such a. He's got so much potential.
Yeah, man.
Man, I
think
hope he
he's
goes
a home
into
run
it.
pick. I think we talked about Miami being exciting and all the moves that they've been making, and Ben talking about rolling the dice on him just now. And Miami
Yep.
is seriously lacking in one position only: pressure on the QB. Like their run defense is good.
This man's going to come in and make things happen.
I think Phillips is about to make some noise.
Can you
Ooh,
imagine
makes
how
me even
And
good,
he
more excited
stays
for
in
Miami.
Miami.
can you
Stays
imagine
Stays
how,
in
Miami.
Miami.
can you
That's
imagine
cool
how
too.
good the deep backs are going to look when Jalen Phillips is chasing the quarterback?
All
I
right.
mean, the deep backs are good, and they
Oh
actually have
yeah.
to cover.
Oh yeah.
If that quarterback's under pressure, Miami's it's like
Yeah,
like
they're going to be
I'm
nasty
so
next
pumped
year.
for him. I'm so pumped for the team. A Washington football team at pick number 19
The
takes
football team,
Jamin
Josh.
Davis.
Well,
a linebacker
Reuben
from
Foster
Kentucky.
got arrested too many times. I guess is that their
I don't care if Reuben Foster got arrested too many times. You take a guy who's not gonna go until late third
Well.
at
No.
19.
Oh no.
no.
Oh.
I don't. Okay, maybe
Look at
early third, but like I
I
don't think
almost
this
knocked
guy's
over my
going
whole
before the third round.
laptop. I think he goes
I think they could have taken him in the
mid,
second
late
round.
second, early third. They definitely could have taken him in the second round. And the one reason being is that this guy's making the transition to linebacker. He's a small backer. He's a fast backer.
Yeah.
He's doing like Deion Buchanan did. He's coming from safety into a linebacker role, and loved the player. Love those hybrids. Anyway, that's the Brian Urlachers. These guys that are just got the size and tenacity for linebacker coming out of that safety spot. But because of that, I agree with you. This is
I
a
think they
reach,
were
man.
looking
This
for
is a
Zaven
reach.
Collins,
Especially
and
when
once he was gone, they.
because David Collins is a totally different player than Jamin Davis.
But I think that's who they wanted, and they didn't really know what to do once he was off the board.
My problem with
he
this
is
pick,
a fit over there.
my problem
Ryan
with this
Kerrigan
pick,
type.
yeah, I love Washington taking the linebacker here.
Yeah.
And I actually like them taking an athletic linebacker that can help patrol and everything because nobody's going through that defensive line anyway. But yeah, they don't need help on setting the edge or rushing the quarterback.
Yeah.
But when you have players like Koromoa or who's the guy that Chiefs ended up taking, Bolton,
Yeah, Nick
Cox
Bolton.
even, it just seemed kind of like a reach for me when you had the same style player who I think there's probably about at least two of them that
Dude,
are
Nick
probably
Bolton
better than
and
this guy.
Karamoa are both
Yeah.
there. Yeah, they're
Right.
both awesome.
You got Nick
Right.
Bolton and Karamoa staring you in the face, and you went with Jamin Davis.
That's the
It's
issue.
a good pick. It was just not the right pick.
Yeah, I agree. I wasn't a big fan of that.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Strictly
confusion.
because I think they could have gotten him with their second round pick, and because what you just said,
But
Karamoa.
you had better
and Bolton
linebackers
were
on the
both
board, yeah.
there. The New York Giants come on with the number 20 pick they got from the Bears when the Bears took Justin
It's
Fields.
another confusing pick for me, but I do
Here's
love
the
this
thing.
guy.
Apparently, it's not confusing for Matt.
I think it's great. I love it. I'll explain why in a second, because it's kind of a ramble. But Matt, apparently, what did you say?
Oh,
Matt's the
nothing.
only
I'm
one that
just
ever
saying.
had the Giants taking receivers, and Josh and I both argued, dude,
I love
they
Darius
ranked
Stoney.
up on receivers in the free agents.
Yeah,
But-
they did break up on receivers in the free agents. Here's the thing about Kadarius Toney is that he's not exactly a receiver. Kadarius Toney has never been, and a lot of people think that's the Giants' plan for them is to make him a full-on receiver, but he's never been a receiver. I think they took Kadarius Toney so that if Saquon somehow comes back, they can give this guy touches in the backfield, move him around, run stuff with him, kind of like a Devin Hester thing, and take pressure off of Saquon, keep him healthy. I think it's a great pick if that's how they're going to use him.
And the other
There's
thing,
three of them.
about that, Gabe, is not only are you right, but Kadarius Toney played QB throughout high school,
Right.
which the GM knows and mentioned in an interview afterwards whenever talking about him. So we're going to see a little bit. We're going to see some cool little packages from him, I think.
Yeah, he's
Coming up.
definitely the Swiss Army knife that they
Mhm.
went out and got.
Yeah, I think I think the main purpose of taking Kadarius Toney here is to just relieve pressure off of everybody else that has that pressure on them right now. And it's a good decision. I love it.
He throws something
Yeah.
different out there, and
I think
agree.
if the Giants
do
were to
love the
take a
pick, and I
receiver,
do love
this
the
is the
player.
one to take for them.
Yeah, he's going to help. He's going to help Barkley ease into this new season after the injury. He's going to give Jones some help.
All right.
Big help. Big help.
Pick 21, Indianapolis Colts. Kwity Paye.
Where do you pay?
Also called that. Just saying.
I
Josh?
think this is like best player scenario pick right here.
Had
I
to
am
have been.
very, very like.
That's the only reason I called them taking him as well.
You
It's because I
know-
got to this point in my mock draft and I was like, Kwity Paye is still here.
Right, but we're looking at Christian Darrisaw is still here.
Yeah.
And I want to know, like, why did he fall so far, man? I don't understand why he fell so far. I get the pick.
Gruden
for
took Alex
Indianapolis.
Leatherwood.
Like, I get the pick, and I like the pick because Kwity Paye is definitely the most, like, versatile like we talked about already, you could play him interior, exterior. He could definitely play in standing outside for the Colts. He could still slide inside and play a defensive tackle. He can play the defensive end. I just wanted to protect Wentz and
That's impossible.
give Jonathan Taylor some more help on that O-line.
I agree.
and
Not
go
not
with this
taking
player in the
Darisaw.
second.
Not taking Darisaw was like,
Tevin Jenkins still there too.
yeah, well, yeah, but like you said, I'd go Darisaw here.
Yeah,
But like, it's
Yeah.
not a bad pick.
no,
I like
it's
the
not.
pick.
He's definitely going to help that defense out. He really is. He's going to help that defense out a lot.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's why I think Indianapolis looked at it and had to decide whether they thought Darisaw or Kwity Paye was a bigger risk of losing at this point, and decide which one do they think is actually just the better football player, because they are both such a good pick to take at this point. And for me personally, I'm like, oh God, I just wish it would have been the offensive line.
Yeah.
But it's still a good pick, and he's going to be an impact on that defense.
It's more of an electric pick. That's it.
Yeah.
22 Tennessee Titans from Virginia Tech, Caleb Farley, the cornerback.
Yeah, and look,
Big
Not
knee.
a surprise.
I'm so happy for Caleb Farley after everything he's gone through in this draft
Yeah.
that he went in the first round. And what's funny to me, yes, I'm correct. All of us constantly were like, Caleb Farley right here, Caleb Farley right here, Caleb Farley right here for our last like 3 episodes. And then we were like, oh, wait, they don't have any receivers. And none of us got this pick right.
Yeah.
We all switched our pick, and they ended up taking Caleb Farley right here.
Well,
But I actually love it for the Titans, man.
Oh,
If he
yeah.
pans out,
they don't
this
have
is
any
a great
receivers,
pick.
but they really don't have any cornerbacks.
They
Uh,
really
Well, I-
don't.
and
they
I
lost
said it-
Malcolm
either.
Butler, Adoree Jackson, and Desmond King over the offseason.
I said it in a previous episode. I don't remember
They
what
don't
team we
have
were
either
talking
of
about or
either.
anything, but someone was talking about receivers, and I said the thing with the receivers is that the draft class is so extensive in this one that when there was another need, I went with that need first because you can get receiver later on. Which I guess I was wrong because every team just kind of started gobbling up receivers right here very quickly.
Hey, Terrence Marshall didn't go in the first.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
And
No,
the
he did not.
Panthers might have stole him.
I think the
Rondell.
I love that. I think that was a great pick for him.
Oh yeah.
The Minnesota Vikings at 23 take Christian Darisaw. About
Ah.
time.
It's good. It's a good pick. The only reason I had the Vikings taking a pass rusher is because we had these guys going way earlier that to the
Yeah.
by the time it gets to the Vikings, they're looking at offensive linemen and they're like, well, there's better pass rushers out there. So that's what we take instead, which is the same with that Colts scenario that we ran into. And so, yeah, Darisaw going to the Vikings, dope. If I was the
Yep.
Vikings, I would have taken him too.
I'd have been stoked at that pick,
Yep.
actually. Darisaw at 23. That's nice. Here's
That's
a pick
still-
that we're gonna have to all tell Josh we are sorry, because I'm pretty sure
I
we
mean,
all
Matt,
told
it's Matt.
it's Matt. We all tell
Matt.
Matt we're sorry. Because I'm pretty sure you said this, and we all were like, no, shut up, don't do that. Well, like, it's not that we were disagreeing with you. It's just that we did not say it was going to happen. And you said it would. Najee Harris goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers at pick 24. I love that.
I love it.
I think we all do. Matt's the only one that guessed it. So props to you,
Nope.
brother.
Yes,
Nope.
sir. Yes,
I
sir.
got him.
Yes, sir.
I had Najee Harris going to the Steelers as well.
Oh, okay.
After Matt,
After Matt
Convinced
talked about
you.
it, I went digging and they said we're going running back early. And Najee
Yo.
Harris is our man. If he's not there, they were considering a team, but he was there.
This is I think Najee Harris is just somebody who can absolutely terrorize a defense by himself.
He does everything, man. He's a running back that nobody's ever seen yet. I think he's going to bring a whole new game to the NFL.
And I think the
He's
Pittsburgh
hard to
Steelers needed
compare.
someone like that.
It's going
And
to be
honestly,
it's going to be scary.
if I had to compare him up with someone, it would be Le'Veon Bell.
I would
I
go
see
like
him
Christian
very-
McCaffrey
I
almost.
see him very
He's
Alvin
got
Kamara.
so many. Okay, see,
I
that's
see
what I'm
very
saying.
Alvin
These
Kamara,
are all
Christian
good
McCaffrey.
comparisons, which is what
But-
Matt's saying.
Yeah,
haven't seen him
he's
yet.
got a little bit
You
of
haven't-
something in him.
You
He's got a
haven't seen
little-
it yet.
I
The
mean,
truth is, he's very much like Zeke too, and the fact that he's bowling you over and then he's jumping you over too. Like
it's crazy that you can look at a 240-pound running back and compare him to Alvin Kamara and Christian McCaffrey. That's just not a. That's
Is he
absurd.
Really, 240.
He's. I believe he weighed in at 232 at the
on
combine.
top of the fact that he
Like, the
does
dude's
not
big.
look like he is actually that big. He's
No.
very receiver body.
Exactly. He's
He's
a-
he's very
right.
That's
lanky.
what I'm
232.
saying. Somebody who
Very
can catch the
lanky,
ball
man.
and run like that, and also get it inside the zone at that weight and that
Similar-
speed and that power, like that's absurd.
Similar to me, honestly, like I think he's very similar to a young Dez Bryant. It was just weird as a running back. I think when Dez was coming out of Oklahoma, OSU, he was like that. DeMarco Murray literally said that, Dez has helped me learn how to be a
Yeah.
better running back. And I
Sure.
think he runs like that, but they're giving it to him in the backfield instead of having him run and catch.
All right.
I'm so excited for him.
Next pick, 25. The next running
Stand up,
back in the
guys, dude.
first round. Jacksonville Jaguars take Travis Etienne and do exactly what we all told the New York Jets to do. They get
Instead of
Lawrence and
Clemson.
Etienne on the same team, ready to take over.
It's
Ah.
a fun pick.
They
though,
didn't
Gabe.
necessarily need him,
Gabe,
You
but
can't hate on it.
It is a team, not ATN,
What?
right? Travis Etienne,
18.
Really?
18. Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
I think it's
18?
Travis 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
Travis
That's my
Etienne.
bad. I'm sorry, Mr. Etienne, if you're listening.
That's how they
Um,
say it
and
in
it's a-
Jennings.
And it's a
I'm
pet
not-
peeve of his, Gabe.
Oof. You know what? Fight me, dog. let's go,
We'll air it
Travis.
live.
Travis Etienne. Whoop that ass. No,
No, but this
that's
is
not
a-
true.
all right.
Don't quote me. Don't quote me. Please don't quote me. That's it's a super fun
It is
pick.
a very fun pick, man. To bring in Trevor
It
Lawrence and
is.
Travis Etienne at the same time.
It's just gonna be awesome.
It's so fun.
It's gonna be fun to watch.
I think we're about to see him a little bit in the slot, a little bit in the backfield. Like you're gonna see.
Well,
I think they're gonna use him. They're gonna
We
use
love
him fine.
people. It's fun to it's fun to watch players do well and have fun, and that's what they have. They already have that connection. They've been doing it for 2-3 years, and they get to keep doing it now. So it's just going to be exciting to watch. The Cleveland Browns at pick 26. Great pick for them, Greg
I
Newsom.
have a bone to pick with all of you over this.
Yeah,
pick right
Josh,
here.
you got this one. Go ahead.
Y'all
you-
suck. Every single one of you sucks.
You win this.
I
one,
was
man.
I felt so strong about this pick. I was so confident in Greg Newsom, and every one of you were like, "No, that's pretty stupid. That's not what's gonna happen." And then I started thinking about it. I was like, "Damn, man, I guess it just is pretty stupid. There's Christian Barmer's not gonna slip out of the first round, man. All right, screw it." And then when they drafted him, I was like, "Yes, I got the pick." And then I was like,
Man,
"My
Matt and
draft
Gabe,
board says Barmore," and I like
Matt and
hate
Gabe,
you all.
do y'all realize that the NFL scouts nowadays are just as stupid as Josh?
That's what I'm saying. People were
Oh,
commenting.
no. Why would they be just as stupid as me? No. The NFL scouts were closer to Gabe's draft board than mine, which
That's
means
a
I'm
fact.
smarter than them.
That's true. You're nowhere near on the same page. NFL scouts, apparently.
Well, anyway, Cleveland takes Greg Newsom, and now they have Grant Delpit, Denzel Ward, Greedy Williams, and Greg Newsom. Pretty nasty deep back setup if they all stay healthy.
That's a big if, but
They do not want to end up in the same playoff situation they were in. Besides when they played
Right.
the Steelers, that was a good situation.
Right. So that's about it there.
so the
It's
Ravens
alright.
go.
To the Ravens we go. To the
The Ravens made big ball moves in the draft for this first round. I liked it.
Baltimore. Round 1, pick 27, Rashad Bateman.
Yes,
From Minnesota.
sir.
It's a good pick for them.
It is a good pick.
I
Probably
like
would have
it.
gone Marshall.
I think Bateman plays just a little more aggressive. I think he's going to do better in the NFL
yeah.
than Terrence Marshall will. Farrier, like Terrence Marshall, he's bigger and he's taller, but that's what he's going to end up being used for is just that. Bateman's going to bring so much more to the game than he will.
I'd have
Disgusting.
gone Marshall over Bateman for like the reason you said you loved the Cox pick in the 4th round is Marshall played at LSU against Bama and Clemson, and like he was going up against Patrick Surtain on the regular. You know, Bateman played at
Whooping him.
Minnesota. He was going up against who on the regular?
Minnesota's had some studs come out though.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
had some studs,
About to say,
Well, I love
but not
Bateman.
as many as the.
don't talk
LSU,
to me
Bama.
about Minnesota boys, son.
I got you. bro.
Fair.
you.
I love it.
Fair
I
enough.
love it.
All right. Not a bad pick. I like it.
No, great pick. Great pick.
Really
28
good
for the New Orleans Saints, and talk about a
steal of the draft.
bust. Talk about a bust. What
mean,
is this pick?
That is the
It's
most.
a New Orleans pick. It's
the
classic
most
New
Saints
Orleans
thing
pick,
I've
man.
ever seen, man.
They'd have been better picking Trask, like I said.
Yeah,
I've got
yes.
so many
And-
friends who are
and
big
that was
fans
a
of this
laugh at
team.
pick.
Like,
I work with Saints fans.
Elijah
They said-
Karamoa.
He said,
Yo.
"Here's the thing, man. The Saints are always trying to find that diamond in the rough, but don't do it in the 1st round.
Don't
Like, you use the 3rd, 4th rounds for that,
like,
This
which is where this
dude-
guy should have gone."
they were letting people go up and say the picks in the draft. If I would have been that person who walked up for the New Orleans Saints, opened the card and saw Peyton Turner, I would have looked up and been like, and the New Orleans Saints select Owosu
Insert name.
Karamoa. And just
You just-
throw the card. Like, they did
New
not take
Orleans-
this guy. I'm not
Yes.
listening to you. I'm smarter than my organization. What is that?
And when the 28th pick of the 1st draft, the New Orleans Saints take linebacker Nick Bolton.
Like, they somewhat need a pass rusher, but
But
Oh my God, though, like, Oye,
Owe.
Owe,
You've got
Ojolari, like Greg Russo. There's so many other pass rushers on the board.
No,
man.
we're gonna
Dude,
skip
no.
them. Let's
They
go
could've
with the
taken-
let's go with the 4th rounder, Peyton Turner.
no, dude, I'd have even taken Terrence Marshall right here.
They could, yeah. Terrence Marshall
I
wouldn't
would
have been a bad
taken Terrence
pick.
Marshall right here, man.
I don't get it. I
It-
just think it was dumb. It was very.
You could have taken Trayvon Morrig right here. Malcolm Jenkins is old.
The
Like,
only
we
people who
mentioned two
looked
good
at this
linebackers
pick,
already.
the only people who looked at this pick and like actually smiled of joy are people who hate the New Orleans Saints.
Peyton Turner's family.
Peyton
And
Turner,
Peyton
smiled
Turner's
with joy.
family. Yes.
Right.
Well, yeah, no, of course. He's 1st round salary. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Anyway, Green Bay Packers.
That's another one.
Great.
That's
do
that's
the
two in a row.
exact do the exact same thing as the New Orleans Saints and take somebody Eric Stokes out of Georgia, who's not bad. But-
Again, you could have taken Terrence Marshall with this pick.
This, you know what I think this pick is? I think this pick is them looking at Aaron Rodgers and saying, "Fuck you." Like, what? Why do you do that?
Look, man, I tell you who loves this
Oh
pick.
man.
Sorry for the language, but like, dude, that's terrible.
I tell you who loves this pick right now, and it's Jordan Love.
Me,
Because guess
me,
what?
I
He's the
love
new
this pick.
starting
I love it.
quarterback.
Yeah, he's like, yes, Rodgers will
He's like-
leave.
No.
He's like, oh, they went defense first. I get to play.
No, I love this pick. And here's why I love this pick. Because we said it in the podcast. When we were talking, we're going through these picks. We're talking about what's going to happen. And we get to Green Bay, and it's like, I just feel like Green Bay is going to screw the pooch on this draft too. And like, do I think Green Bay should take a receiver? Green Bay should take a wide receiver, take a weapon, help the offense. What do I think Green Bay is going to do? Not
Take
the
a
right
cornerback.
pick. But the thing is, like, I had to put the receiver in the mock draft right here because that's the logical decision. And for you to try and actually predict what Green Bay is going to do is like a shot in the dark. You know, you're like, you have to put the logical decision because you don't know what
Yeah.
Green Bay is going to take.
No.
They could have taken
We-
another quarterback. They could have.
We-
Oh well, Kyle Trask is still on the board, guys. Why not? Let's do
We
it.
now know that the Packers. I thought it was this. Honestly, I think this pick was worse than the Saints pick. This is pretty bad. We go on to the Buffalo Bills at 30.
Although the
Gregory
Saints at least
Rousseau.
need a pass rusher.
Right. Packers had no need for this man. It wasn't necessary. Buffalo Bills take Gregory Rousseau.
Great
I picked
pick.
30. Awesome pick. Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
pick.
I love it.
Yeah.
I
That's a
think it's-
steal,
I like 'em.
honestly. Should have gone earlier, maybe.
Miami sent two of the best edge rushers
Right.
into this draft, and they both went in the first
Right.
round. They both deserve to go in the first round.
That's a
I
big,
agree.
man coming off the edge with great athleticism, and that's just going to help.
They're almost an identical person too. Russo
And,
and Phillips are so close together in the way
The
that
Bills
they
were
play.
kind of in that
Russo's massive,
position where
so
they could do whatever
the dude's
a little bit.
6'7".
Well, and the corners were off the board at that point. It's kind of
Yep.
like,
Yeah,
what else do we do? Let's
I
apply
think
some pressure on that QB.
Caleb Farley was in the play right here for
right. And he's on the Titans.
them, but he's on the Titans. So
Yeah, that's what I say. He's gone.
Yeah, the corners, like Matt said, the corners are gone. And what I was saying, Ben, is like Russo and Phillips, to me, like their energy, the way that they play is very, very, very similar.
oh yeah,
They both have that Miami
I mean, Phillips isn't
tenacity,
small.
you know,
He's-
like Ray Lewis had. You
5
know, like
pounds
they
lighter,
have
19
that
and a half
Miami
shorter, but-
tenacity, that nasty defender, and I love it. I think it's a great move.
Speaking of Ray Lewis, the Baltimore Ravens are next on the board at 31 and take Jason Owe, which I had them taking him at 27, but they take Owe at 31. And here's my thing about Owe.
So-
This man he's raw. He's not the most he's not the most taught,
He's a project.
but wow, is he talented. Like, absolute athletic animal, finds his way into the backfield without having any of these tactics that other people have. He needs to learn these abilities. He needs to learn these different moves and things. And once he does, I think this guy could just be an absolute unit for the Baltimore Ravens coming on the outside.
Yes, but do you take him over Joe Tryon or Aziz Ojulari?
definitely not Ojulari.
I don't think-
strictly
I don't-
strictly because he
I don't
had
think
no
so.
sacks last season.
Take Aziz Ojulari right here. Like, come on, Baltimore.
I would
Now-
take Aziz Ojulari also because Owe didn't play last season, and that just
I'm
adds a little
also
bit of
taking
risk
Joe
to the
Tryon
pick.
right here instead of him as well.
All right.
Side note on Owe is he's not going by Jason anymore. He's using his birth name, which is Odafe.
Odafe Owe.
Odafe
That's
Owe.
cool,
man.
man.
Owe.
That's
I
actually
like that.
pretty dope.
I'm
yeah.
just gonna
He
keep
wants-
calling him Noe Owe. I
He
like
wants
that
to be
one.
referred to as his given name.
Nice.
That's sick.
That's pretty cool.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers at pick 32 could do whatever the hell they wanted
Beautiful
because they're
pick.
set and they do great.
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah,
take Joe Tryon.
Joe
Beautiful
Tryon.
pick.
He's nasty, man. He's big boy coming in there. He's gonna help wreak havoc.
That's somebody who's going to replace probably JPP or on the outside for him
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
in a year or two.
It's like,
Like-
we said in the last episode, they need nothing. Any pick they have is going to be a future builder pick. And
Right.
I think it could have been a little bit early for Tryon.
But that's the thing. It's Tampa Bay. They
But it's
could
Tampa
literally
Bay,
do
and
whatever
I
they
think-
wanted.
I think Tryon is in the perfect spot in Tampa Bay, and I think Tampa Bay knows that.
Yeah.
I don't.
And it's like, hey, man, you got a year to 2 years to actually develop. Or, if you develop faster than that, we can get you on the field.
I think
So-
like
I like that.
for you saying like it could be a little bit early for Tryon, but I don't think it is because I think Tryon's going early to mid second. And so if Tampa doesn't take Tryon here, Tampa doesn't get Tryon.
I
Right,
feel that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, was it a reach because he's going to the next 10 picks? you
Yeah.
know? It's
Right.
like,
Right.
yeah, he's in the next 10 to 15 picks. He was off the board, so Tampa was either going to take him or have to get
Here's-
somebody else.
The other thing is that you can't grade Tampa Bay's pick badly because literally they could have taken anybody. They didn't
Anyone.
need anything. and they just took somebody to replace someone in the future, and that's all they had to do. To have a first round pick look like that, to be able to have your first round pick and just be like, who are we going to draft as a backup for the next 3 years with our first round pick? That's crazy. Props to them.
I don't even think you're looking at that. I don't think he's going to be a backup for the next 3 years.
I don't either. But like, if he is, it wouldn't be an issue. Is the thing. They're in such a good spot.
I don't think Tryon's going to be a backup.
I'm seeing him on the other side across from Shaq Barrett, and I'm seeing nasty.
Yeah, taking JPP.
I'm seeing scary. Yeah, I'm seeing scary. I'm seeing nasty. I'm seeing push JPP into the middle and let him play with Ndamukong Suh, Vita Vea, and Willie Golston. Like, I'm seeing dirty.
Passing down,
nasty.
Passing down to get those people. The quarterbacks are going to be grabbing themselves.
That about wraps up the first round draft and our evaluation of everything.
That's it. Now
quick recap of our mock drafts.
Well, we're just gonna reveal what we did is, Gabe, you weren't here, but you got 2 points if you got the player correctly. The player himself correct. And then you got 1 point if you at least got the position correct. So max you could get was 2, minimum you could get was 0.
And even with the trades going down, we just kept the positions to the teams.
The trades we stuck with the team. If the Eagles went up, then we still put the pick with our Eagles.
So how about Owe going at 31 instead of 27 for me to the Ravens?
No. That remained in order.
What?
That's still in order.
That's bull.
They didn't trade. They didn't trade during the draft. We're just talking about trades during the draft.
That's what I said. We all had a receiver
the player,
and
I guess,
but we didn't have the.
Yeah, Ben's the only one.
I'm the only one that had receiver than edge rusher. Y'all all had
because it didn't happen mid-draft.
So we didn't even get a point for it.
The trade was not mid-draft.
They took a player that I said they were going to take, and I got no points for that.
Hey, okay. Well, relax because you still won.
I know. It's because I'm better than all of you anyway.
Barely, because you ended up with 17 points.
Yeah.
Which was killer, dude. I mean, you had the first 4 picks on the nail on the head, man.
Very happy.
I was like literally on your tail the whole time, and I ended with 16 points. And I mean, was there any point? No, there was no point where I was beating you.
Oh yeah. That's what we do out here.
Nope. There was no point where I was beating you. But like you'd get ahead like 4 points and then I'd catch up. And then I'd catch up, man. That was the whole draft. I was like, oh. Anyway, so you had 17 points, which was awesome. I came in with 16 points, right behind you. Matt ended with 11 points. And Josh.
Let's see it.
Even though you didn't put Andre Sisco on the board at number 4, you still only got 7 points, dude.
Okay, let me tell y'all this though. Let me give my little argument here. I think that there is 31 stupid GMs and there's one smart GM, and the only smart GM is the Miami Dolphins GM because he did take Jalen Phillips just like I told him to. But other than that,
just like
those bunch of bastards don't listen.
You know, I don't know about all that. I think there are a lot of dumb GMs. I agree with you there. Anyway, that's our little episode thing.
Hey, y'all throw in the comments what we should make Josh do as the punishment for losing.
Yeah.
Let us know. Go easy on the guy and make sure that it's something we can actually put on YouTube.
Ruin him.
No, I'm willing to take.
Hey, can we?
I'm not even gonna let y'all know.
We can make him eat bull testicles.
I would actually eat Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah, someone send us some bull testicles.
Yeah, I'll eat Rocky Mountain oysters. I'll try those out.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that. Even if you're down for it, I'd still love to watch you eat them. So that's cool.
I'm sure there's people watching this like, hey, they're not that bad, man. I eat them every Saturday night.
You know what? Fuck, we're gonna go with some pickled bull testicles. Then.
Yeah.
We'll make it better.
Nope, that I don't want to do.
Where you're
I'm
eating,
good.
you're eating pickled bull testicles.
Fried.
That's the
I'm
new
gonna eat them
plan.
fried.
No.
We're gonna fry
No.
Rocky Mountain oysters.
So we're gonna.
I don't
cut
want
them
to
things
see the
off and
veins.
Drop them in a pickle jar, and you're gonna just
Look.
drink them out.
I'm not eating anything I can see with veins.
Just
We're
send
good.
us,
I
send us
can't.
a bull sack, and we'll prepare them how we see. fit.
Yes, Matt will
whole
handle the
sack.
preparation of the sack.
We will grill them on camera. Okay.
Nice.
Doesn't even have to be bull sack.
For the
okay?
whole episode,
As long
I'll
as it
just be
just says
flipping bull
bull sack.
testicles. Don't worry. When the episode's over, I'll eat them. It's cool. They just gotta cook right now.
Yeah, it's a special. All right. Well, that's all for us. You know, this is What Do We Know?
Like,
Oh,
subscribe, follow it all.
Do the thing.
Mhm,
Catch you
that
later,
good stuff.
dogs.
Goodbye.
What
do we know?
I'm gonna do it. Y'all are gonna forget.
You're still bad.
I always forget.
Yeah, I know.